Apparently there's now a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's songs. In a way, I saw this coming the moment Five Nights at Freddy's blew up like it did, but I still just find it interesting how much people want to make songs about it. And so I've created a list of the 10 best, of course. I'm not going to do this like the other top 10 lists I've seen on YouTube, where they just put the songs down and then go to the next one. I'm actually going to give reasons for where I put the songs. So, I'm counting down the top 10 Five Nights at Freddy's songs. Disclaimer, this really comes down to my personal opinion of what sounds the best, so I'm not trying to say that this is what you have to like. I'm just saying best for the sake of easier description. Number 10.
You can break down my lights and my doors, but I won't let you back in no more, no more. I'm sick of getting stuck in the same routine again.
Not bad. It sounds like it belongs on the radio, just in the performance. I'm not really a fan of many songs that are on the radio at the moment, save a few good ones, but this sounds nice. That said, I'd feel bad if I left it off the list, because there are quite a few songs that are similar to it coming up, and I did like this one as time went on. Number 9. Okay, wait. Before we get to this next one, it isn't taking the place of the original. I just thought it was pretty awesome and deserved a spot here. Actually, this was the first Five Nights at Freddy's song I heard. Then, of course, I found out about The Living Tombstone, and eventually I know a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's songs. But this still stands out because it expands on the source because of the fact that it's an 8-bit remix. I feel like the best part of the original was the melody, and this captures that pretty well. Number 8. When creating a song for Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Mandapony decided to use a more depressing and sad tone. That's not my thing, and that's why Balloons is sadly not on the list. But there is another song by another popular artist about Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and instead of using a more dark and depressing tone, it uses sheer power.
I hope you die in a fire.
Yeah, like I said before, what I really like about this is just the sheer power of it, and again, the thing I like about Five Nights at Freddy's song by The Living Tombstone, the first one, is the melody, and this kind of uses the same kind of idea, but it's more invested in the power, and you know, it's a good song. It's not enough to be the best song about Five Nights at Freddy's, but it certainly has a lot of power to it. But not as much power as another song down the list. Number 7. There were a ton of Five Nights at Freddy's clones. I mean, there was Five Nights at Treasure Island, Five Nights at Wario's, One Night at Flumpty's, which was my favorite, etc. But I feel the problem with making a Five Nights at Freddy's clone is that many of them fail to expand and reach to new ideas. They just kind of stay confined within the Five Nights at Freddy's formula. And that can go for music too. In fact, this next one is a lot like The Living Tombstone's Five Nights at Freddy's song, but it doesn't rip it off. Yeah, this was what I was expecting from The Living Tombstone for the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 song before it came out. Not to say I didn't like it. This was gonna be on the list until a couple of other ones came in and shuffled it off. Back on track though, this sounds a lot like the Five Nights at Freddy's song by The Living Tombstone, but what I like is that it only used this style and not the melody. The melody is actually pretty awesome and redeems the grammatical errors the song has.
Number 6.
Alright, remember when I said I would feel bad leaving No More off the list? This was one of the reasons why. First I didn't like this, but it did grow on me. The singing sounds kind of weird at times, but everything else about this is great. The chorus was my favorite part.
Number 5.
Now this isn't very low on the list, it's top 5, not bad, but it's far from where I wanted to put this song. Oh well, I guess.
If this is what you want, you can be just like us. It's what we're made to do.
It's pretty awesome. It's just very fun, and the instruments are nice, and the heavy metal vibe is neat, and the lyrics are cool. Side note, Mangle is my favorite animatronic. Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say, so well done, Nate.
Number 4.
You knew this was coming. You know what? This deserves its spot on the list. It's pretty clear The Living Tombstone did a lot to inspire Five Nights at Freddy's songs among the community. There's a good reason why. This is pretty awesome. I've stated it before and I'll state it again. The best thing about this is the melody. Now, I'm not a huge fan of techno-electronic stuff, but I really love this for just the melody, and I'm really happy The Living Tombstone made this.
Number 3.
Okay, I know, I said quite a few times before for a few different songs that I wanted each of them to be number 1, but this was probably the one I wanted to be in that spot the most. It wasn't until recently that this was moved down a spot. Okay, first of all, why does nobody like this? I mean, I've only really seen it high up on a few lists, but every time they put it in the top 3, people said they disagreed. I mean, you're allowed to disagree, but it would be great to know why. For me, I enjoy this because, first of all, Mando's singing here is actually probably the best he's done in terms of Five Nights at Freddy's songs. Also, I just really love the fun factor in this song. It makes it very memorable. And it has a good reason for doing so, since it's about moving on even when things seem to go wrong. And it kind of fits how the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics are. They have no reason to be angry, just happy like they're programmed to be. Also, you know, I really enjoy rock songs, and this is a really good one. Not only that, it's a good song in general. Yeah, this was going to be the number 1 song, but...
Number 2.
Alright, we're moving on to the top 2 songs on the list, and these ones sound pretty similar. And I've got to say that made it really hard to decide between the two of them, but the one that I decided for number 1, I decided for a specific reason, and I'll explain that when I get to it. But I still really like this song, this one that's coming up. It's really got a great tone and just some great emotions to it, and I had it at number 4 before I updated the list, and I just couldn't keep it in that position. I had to move it up to number 2. I just really like this song.
5 nights left to find you. One last thing to tend to. You'll feel what I can do, but you'll never run.
There are quite a few things I really like about the song. The tone here is perfect for Five Nights at Freddy's, for one. In fact, if this list was in order based on how much it reminds me of the actual game, this would be number 1. The performance here is amazing, and everything about this makes it one of my favorites. I especially love that part just before the final chorus. All in all, this is a really great song.
Number 1.
You know who I'm like? So, you know how when you want to decide who has to do something, you play rock, paper, scissors? To put it best, I think I'm the guy who always chooses rock.
Against the ghost of your past.
Yes, I know this song sounds like the opening to some anime show or whatever, but I just kept liking this song more and more. The singing is the best on this list, and the music is awesome. The song changes from calm to loud, yet still fun sounding, and the lyrics make sense. In fact, no matter how much I enjoyed listening to The Show Must Go On or Our Little Horror Story, this one was the one I listened to the most. I know, it's the number 1 spot, and I don't have much to say, but I can't really say anything else, but this song is just really awesome. Now wait, I can hear you going down to the comments and typing out, well, I don't like this song, but can you at least, like, consider explaining why you don't like some of the songs on here if you don't like them? It would just be a good idea, just so that we can have some nice, friendly debates that usually doesn't happen if there are debates. But if you agreed with my list and you want to hear the songs on here from least good to best, I've compiled all of them into a playlist, and I have them on my channel right now. Make sure to check out the channels of the people who made the songs, because a lot of effort was put into making them, and I hope this helped raise some discussion that wasn't already present in the Five Nights at Freddy's community.